Welcome to Nasdaq TradeTalks. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq, coming to you live from CES 2024 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Joining me for this segment, we have Brian Comiskey. He is the Director of Thematic Programs and Futurist at the Consumer Technology Association, of course, a producer of CES. We're here to discuss emerging trends and technologies that are being showcased at CES this year in Vegas. Brian, it is great to see you as always. Welcome back to TradeTalks.
Thank you so much. I have so much fun here.
You know what, I have to tell you, this year, the content feels really robust. I feel a lot of the things that we've been talking about are actually on display and simply mind-blowing. How is AI shaping up on the floor this year at CES?
Yeah, of course. So we have a dedicated section for AI on the show floor in what's called North Hall, the convention center. So it has the range of enterprise AI solutions. It has some wearable robotic exoskeletons for people with limited mobility. But the beauty of AI is it's horizontal, so it cuts across every category. So you see it in our digital health sections, our autonomous vehicle segments over here in West Hall where we're sitting, as well as throughout the entire Venetian Expo, because it really is supposed to improve every vertical. So I mean, we've seen digital twins powered by AI that can replicate the human heart for cardiological research and prevent heart disease. That's AI that can save lives.
How are sustainability and inclusivity appearing as major horizontal trends?
Exactly, right? So artificial intelligence, right? You add that and you improve other industries and their performance. Sustainability is another one that falls in this category, right? The idea is not just about, oh, as a consumer electronics company, how are we recycling? At CES, you can see alternative power materials. So there's a company called Exeger that has fully customizable solar panel or solar cells, so you can put on any consumer electronics. So if you want headphones or GPS-enabled dog harnesses, it's sustainably powered for you, so it's at the materials level you're improving it. That's one element. The other is inclusivity tech. So in the past, we've thinking it as accessibility tech. How are you helping people with hearing impairment, vision impairment? In fact, Garmin has their new smartwatch, the Venue 3, as a wheelchair mode, because I think we take for granted oftentimes that our steps are tracked if we're able to walk without any issues with mobility. This wheelchair mode allows people in a wheelchair to get their motion tracked. So the idea is about addition, not subtraction, because secondary research points to, if you have accessible products, you make 1.6 times more revenue per year. So it's the right thing to do, but also helps the bottom line.
I think what's happening in health tech this year at CES is one of the highlights.
Yeah.
For sure. If you could give us like a little peek behind the scenes here, you're telling us about the Luxottica sunglasses where with a hearing aid introduced into it. I thought that was amazing.
I think they're absolutely incredible. So if you're not familiar with EssilorLuxottica, they own major brands like Ray-Ban, Oakley, and they're doing a ton of work in the over-the-counter hearing space in a lot of ways. So actually this is something CTA lobbied for more than a decade in the United States to ensure that you can get hearing technology over the counter. So hearables is a big story, but these glasses are called the Nuance Audio glasses. They have prescription lens strength, so if you're like me and very blind, you can see, but has chic, stylish frames with open ear technology, so you don't see like any device in your ear. It's open ear and transmits down, so if you turn, and I'm looking at it right now, I would hear you even crisp and clearer, but if someone off to my side talks, I can turn and I hear them clearer. EssilorLuxottica calls it moving it from stigma to style, which I think is a lovely way to talk about how just inclusive tech design can improve digital health.
Let's focus on the West Hall, where we are based, talking about vehicle tech. I will tell you that it is certainly more packed than last year, certainly a more robust variety of companies being represented, particularly on the industrial.
Yeah.
And how is vehicle tech evolving at CES this year?
Of course, well, I think a lot of people know CES, if you are familiar, that we're one of the largest auto shows in the world. I would argue we're the largest mobility show because you've hit upon it, right? So we have a ton of electric vehicle technology. You have Mercedes, you have Kia building modular electric vehicles for specific purposes like delivery, but then there's these industrial machinery stories. So in enterprise logistics, so like Packers here, you have Deere, Caterpillar, all working in electric or autonomous movement of vehicles, right? Because it's how do you use these vehicles more sustainably? Or if you're in a labor shortage, a really good one is there's one of the construction devices has camera sensors on board to prevent construction site accidents or deaths, right? So it's about that safety story, all this connected solutions. And then beyond that, you even get autonomous boating features here, and then even some flying cars, which doesn't that feel like the Jetsons? Like it's just incredible.
His boy Elroy. Aging myself here. Let's talk about some other sub-themes that have emerged this week. If I am correct, beauty by tech is something that's newer this year.
So we've had beauty tech in the past, but for the first time ever, we had L'Oreal appear as a keynote speaker on beauty tech, and they showcase, I think, some revolutionary advancements versus their Beauty Genius, which is an interactive generative AI powered tool that I can go in the mirror. I've been at a conference for a few days and I go, hey, can you give me recommendations on how my skin looks? It would tell me, sometimes in a sassy tone, that, oh, you have conference eyes, those bags are appearing, so it would tell me what foundation to use. That's incredible, as well as some sustainable lighting solutions, so that way you can, again, it's intelligent, it's greener, and more inclusive, because they've even brought devices for people with limited mobility to apply lipstick and makeup, because don't we all deserve the confidence, at least, that provides us if we want to wear it?
All right, Brian, appreciate the insight as always. Thanks for joining us on Trade Talks, and thanks for joining me from CES. I'm Jill Malandrino, Global Markets Reporter at Nasdaq.